This is Galacticraft, the first mod pack that allowed you to play on the moon, and to also include mods like Minecam and Galacticraft that allow you to go on a lot of planets and explore a lot of the things around. And this mod pack gives you a different experience compared to playing on Earth because you have a different progression time. From cutting down trees with your bare hands to endless sieving of moon material and resource gathering, to creating infinite resources like cobblestone and lava and obsidian, to creating complicated systems that allow you to produce infinite energy and infinite items from very little things. This mod pack is not an easy one because you can die from a lot of things like radiation, lack of oxygen and enemies. This is my journey on how I went from sieving down blocks with my hand on a manual sieve to creating complicated rockets and exploring the world, all of the planets around like Mars, and finally going back to the overworld. I hope you enjoy.
Right, I forgot. I was supposed to go into space, but my ship failed, and now I'm on the moon. And I really want to go back to my family, so I really need to build myself a rocket, and I have to go back on Earth as fast as I can, because I don't want to be alone here in the darkness on the moon. So the first thing that I have to do is to...
This is my base, and this is where all of the action is going to take. Now I got a star here that will generate energy for me.
I'm going to have to start chopping up this tree because I need to keep planting more trees. Let's make sure I get a seed from this tree, from the leaves. Now I can plant more of them. I will need a lot of wood and a lot of resources. I will need as many resources as I can get. I'm glad that I went to college and that I studied science. So I hope that my chemistry skills can come in hand here. This is moon turf. I can break it with my hand, which is pretty interesting. The surface on the is very weak compared to the one on Earth, and apparently the trees on the moon take a lot more fertilizer to grow compared to trees back on Earth. I managed to build myself a crafting table, which I'm going to use and build up an axe. And I'm going to build myself a pickaxe. And I started up digging a lot of the surface here because I was preparing it to build a massive tree farm. I'm going to block the door here because I do not want dangerous creatures that may lurk here in the darkness to enter my house. And with this contraption we can fill up our oxygen.
We get loot bags from completing quests. I hope in the future we get better things. And I'm going to make a chest here.
Let's put our supplies
down here.
To create more dirt I'm going to need a barrel and wooden barrel, and when I have that I can place organic matter like crops and trees or leaves into it, and after it starts composting I can take the dirt out. I started chopping a lot more trees here because I really need the wood and I want it to be prepared. And I'm going to take the dirt because oak saplings I can farm if I want to.
The silkworm is very needed.
Very good because this is the only source of string. Worm is going to infect the leaves, and when they are fully infected, when you break them, they are going to drop string. 2 copper chests. They do not connect if you place them together, but they
Better barrels are very good and interesting. So I'm going to make some because they can store up to 251 stacks of one item.
And we got our first better barrel using bone crook from a quest that I completed, and it drops a lot of string, but using the tree capitator, if you don't break it with the crook you don't get the silk one back. I'm going to speed up the sieving process for you because you don't have to wait all the time that I wasted here, and it's going to make the video a lot more boring. We need to collect stone because with this we can craft regular cobblestone, and with that we can actually make a stone pickaxe, which we can pick moon rock with it. And we completed 2 quests here, very good. And we got nothing very good, a spawn pole, which I'm not sure what that is, what entity it will spawn, and a oil canister, which unfortunately in the stage we are right now it's not very helpful. I'm going to keep extending here as long as I can, and I'm going to need some lighting because there is no oxygen on the moon. You can't make regular torches, and you have to make glowstone one because the regular torches go out because obviously there's no oxygen. I made a little space here for sieving my base of operation down here because I can create more space. Usually I don't like to build up when it's a lot easier to just mine down and make space that way. And I think I'm going to go for 10 blocks on each side or something like that. I finished it, which is very good. We'll need a lot more lining, which I'm not sure. I think later I started using glowstone blocks because glowstone, not glowstone blocks, because they give you a lot more lining compared to the torches, and it looks a lot prettier compared to having a lot of those torches laying around. And yeah, that's it. Let's have a look. It's taking damage from something. What type of creature is this? It attacked me, which is very weird. I'm not sure what it does, but
It didn't drop anything.
to get to that rocket that we want to build and go back to Earth.
This is how you create lava, by placing cobblestone into a crucible and over a heat source.
Now I'm going to build the cobblestone generator, and please do not laugh at me at what you are about to see, but this is peak gameplay here. I'm incredible at the game, if I say so myself.
This time I actually managed to do the cobble generator correctly, and yeah, from now on we basically have infinite cobblestone.
And I'm going to make some transfer nodes because this way I can make a cobblestone generator, but one that is automatic and I don't have to do anything.
I needed 2 pieces of glass, so I decided to take the sand from the garden.
The item transfer node by first we need to make the transfer pipes, and now I think we should have everything to make the transfer node. We only need the 2 pieces of stone here that we got, and let's hold shift this time, and we got it, which is very good. And I think I'm going to pick a word interaction. Oh no, I forgot that I picked up the speed interaction, which is a bad thing because the word interaction is, I think, harder to make. And as you see, now we have a fully automatic cobblestone generator, which do a wood one first, but then I'm going to upgrade automatically to a stone one because it's a lot more efficient, and it literally held me the entire run almost. I I upgraded it very late in the run. I didn't really need to upgrade it, and resources are very scarce, so I really didn't need to upgrade it. We also completed more quests here, which is very good.
I prepared the area where I was going to put the wood chopper, and first I placed as much dirt as I had at the moment, That way I could get as many trees growing at the same time, and I also started chopping down the other trees that were here to get all the dirt that was under them.
You need a lot of stone upgrades to increase its range, and as you see I used almost all of them.
I made an automatic farmer, but I never really used it because I didn't need to. I had a better food source.
Also right now I'm going to build myself a automatic sieve, which is very good, and later we're going to also craft an automatic hammer. This sieve needs energy, and as you see we get some from that stunning generator and from the stars that we have there.
I opened up some mystery gifts and I did another easy quest. You can use a material called outsmart that smelts at 8 speed compared to the speed that the lava melts.
But for now we're going to use lava, and having that water
Above makes me make obsidian. I decomposed some obsidian because I needed the silicon dioxide to make some glass. I made a dolly that allows us to carry java barrels without breaking them.
we're going to need some sucrose that we can get from sugar, and I took all of that sugar cane that we got. From 4 sugar we only got 1 sucrose. After we put down charcoal we get hydrogen and oxygen.
With the hydrogen I can power up Stirling generators.
Gases, they act like liquid but they go to the top.
I needed
Moon rock to sieve down since I need more items.
I made enough sucrose to complete the quest that we have from the book and took the reward bag.
I also need some cellulose and silicone.
I had to decompose a lot of saplings to get the cellulose needed.
But we got enough, and now we have the chemical synthesizer, which is very good. Now we can start making other items using the chemicals that we get, and as you see we will be able to make glass. And that's not the recipe, this is the recipe, and very good. This is a very big progress, and we stored up some energy and we made a lot of glass, and now we have to make the relocators. I need to make the glass pane, and now I forgot to hold shift and relocator, and we got our first 3 pieces of gold, which is very good, or in a crafting table. And obviously I'm going to pick up the iron because I will need a lot of it. We have to make methamphetamine here. Interesting. We are breaking it bad in this mod pack. To be honest, I do not have that much iron at the moment.
This is the best food source in the entire game, a bucket of sucrose.
And I started sieving, a lot of sieving, because I need a lot of iron, especially
because there are a lot of recipes that require iron and you don't get very much. I had enough iron and redstone to make the module extraction for the relocators.
And as you see, once we put out the module extraction, every time the
Stirling generator runs out of hydrogen, it will just fill up automatically. Please enjoy this short montage of me trying to figure out a way to make this system actually work, because it took me a lot of work and I'm not sure why, but probably just because I'm stupid. In the end, obviously I found the easiest way to do this, and as you see here, it's very easy, very simple to do, and it doesn't require a lot of resources.
I made a circuit fabricator,
and I got a diamond and some cables for it. Another pole that I don't know yet what will spawn. I made the automatic sieve, and yet again I had to do a moving montage because it took me a little bit to move everything into a better position. Also that way I can make infinite energy later on, and you will see how I do that. But basically I had to prepare the setup first, and this took me a lot of trial and error. I should have just watched a video or something, or a tutorial to make it easy, but I like figuring things out for myself, and I think this is more enjoyable for you as well, since you see all of the progress and my thought process behind everything that I had to do here. The system is pretty easy if you have somewhat a basic understanding of how the mechanics work. You shouldn't have a problem doing this yourself without needing the help of a tutorial. Here I started putting even more crucibles down so that I can create even more lava. I added another lava generator, cobblestone generator, not lava generator, and even though it still doesn't make enough cobblestone, it's a lot quicker than just having one. Of course it was blocked, but as you see, all the cobblestone is basically eliminated instantly, and this is very good for the moment at least. I needed the lead chest for radioactive chemicals, otherwise I will just die when they start decomposing. Making some space here. We are going to connect the cobblestone generator to the Java barrel so that it has a little buffer, and after that from the Java barrel to the tier 1 crafter, and from the tier 1 crafter to the chemical decomposer. And as you see, we connected it to a relocator, and from the crafter we are connected it to the Java barrel, and this is going to make things a lot faster, but I'm not sure why it didn't go. But as you see later, it was just because we had that full Java barrel with cobblestone in it, and I died. Here I thought I died because I ran out of oxygen, but I did not read the message, and if you looked at the message there, it said that the radioactive thing decomposed, and that's what caused me to die. This is why I said in the previous video that the lead chest is very good, and here I literally died because I was not sure how to access the grave, when I just simply had to break it, even though it to me it didn't look like I could break it, because you see it didn't have any cracks there. So firstly I tried to go get a diamond pickaxe, so maybe because so that was maybe the reason why it didn't work with your hand. But as you see, you just have to break it until it actually breaks, and I don't know, it's just weird that it takes quite a bit of time before it actually breaks. And here I didn't know what to do, so I just allow myself to die. I don't think I can say that. And as you see, with a pickaxe, and I think it would have worked with the empty hand as well. If you enjoyed the video so far, please leave a like, subscribe, turn off the notification icon, and comment down below if you are scared of Herobrine. made two more sieves and connected them to the system. I started sieving gravel because we get gold from it, and we haven't really gotten any piece of gold besides the quest book and the rewards. And we also get a lot more crushed iron, crushed copper, and also we get crushed zinc. You can make nether quartz by making witch water and placing sand into that witch water, turning it into soul sand, and then sieving the soul sand down. You get nether quartz, and I didn't know that at the moment. I created quartz by making endstone and decomposing the endstone. From the chemicals that we got from decomposing the endstone, I made nether quartz. Here we're going to plant the ender lily seed. We have to give it some light. After that I made some mycelium in order to make witch water and to turn sand into soul sand. Because sieving down soul sand gives me nether quartz. I started moving up all of my chest down here, and I made a infinite water source here because we make soul sand by putting sand into witch water, and witch water you get by placing water into a stone barrel that is surrounded by mycelium or mushrooms. Now I decided to make the compressed cobblestone even more compressed by making a triple compressed cobblestone. I'm not sure if in the long run this actually made a difference, but at least it uses a lot less energy. The rocket fuel that we got here is going to be very helpful because I don't have to create it from scratch because it's pretty hard. I had all the items necessary for the compressor. We also made the iron upgrades that we needed. I don't think this is faster, but the axes obviously last longer because they are made from iron. I created an automatic hammerer, which is very helpful because I don't have to break down ores from now on with the hammer. And I spawned Paul finally because I had too many. We finally managed to get our first 5 pieces of gold crafted by us, and with them I started making osomite. And the osomite dust that you get, you'll make a osomite block, which as you'll see will give us a lot more speed, a lot more melting speed. We have 19 pieces of pure osomite, which means that we have 2 blocks to use into our setup. And as you'll see, if we place it under, we get a speed of 1.0, which is extremely fast compared to the speed that we get from the lava. Later on I made another block and just placed it here. We received a solar panel that I'm going to place here, and now we can finally place the solar panel here on top of our house. It kinda looks weird to have that wire go through a corner of the house, even though it's not really in the middle. It still kinda looks weird. Making the sorting system, as you will see, by using the sorting chest or a chest with a sorting upgrade, you can place it right next to Java barrels. They also need to have the sorting upgrade for them to work. As you see, the Java barrels that I have here do not have the sorting modifier on them.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
And I died again because of radiation. I don't know why I didn't move them yet, but I'm going to move them in this video, so don't worry about it. This won't happen from now on. And like I said, you just have to right click for a longer period of time. I finally decided to take that leaded chest and place the radioactive items inside it. I placed the chemical decomposer in the middle and connected relocators and gave them the transfer module, and from the chemical decomposer all the oxygen and hydrogen are going to get into those Java barrels. I started preparing the area for the water transfer node that's going to get connected to that chemical decomposer there. At this stage that I'm on, I do not need to sieve a lot more of this moon turf or moon dirt or moon rock, because I basically just ended up sieving only gravel. Here I started making the area for the for the fluid transfer pipes that will go into the decomposer to create hydrogen and oxygen, and as you see, it runs perfectly. Composer as busy as possible so that it gets a lot of water, resulting in the production of a lot more hydrogen. I made some space behind here so that I can connect all of the pipes to the Stirling generators. I finally reached the Stirling generators, and after connecting all of the Stirling generators to the pipes, I had to go and create even more relocators because I ran out of, and now the setup is fully connected. It should take only a few things for me to check out first. Second upgrade. Now I can place the first upgrade, the second upgrade, and now the void upgrade, which, and I'm not sure what this enemy was. It looked like the other enemy that I encountered. As I said, here I decided to finally switch the relocators and change them with item transfer pipes, because they also have a stack upgrade that you'll see that I use later, so that each time the Stirling generator receives hydrogen, it will be a one stack. Now this should make things a lot faster once every Stirling generator starts to get filled. It takes a little bit, but at least once they get a stack, things will start to move a lot faster. This one I'm not sure why it didn't get the hydrogen, but it I mean it did receive a hydrogen, but it took a very long time. After connecting the other Stirling generator, I decided to also place the circuit fabricator, and as you see, we do not lose hydrogen, so that is very good. That means the chemical decomposer creates a surplus of hydrogen so that we never run out, and that is very good. Here I started working on the tier 1 tier 2 crafter, and I think it finally receives enough energy for it to work constantly. I'm not sure yet. I did some I started playing I was AFK for a little bit, and because of that I stopped the record. But in that AFK time I started upgrading the sorting system, but unfortunately I forgot to press record. As you see, I placed a lot more Java barrels, and I started to fill them up with the basic ores and the basic items that I have more of. This is a very big time lapse with me sorting through a lot of items. Started making even more Java barrels, giving them the sorting upgrade. Again, another time lapse of me sorting through lots of chests, because I had a lot of items that didn't have a place yet into the sorting system. I'm not even sure if this mod pack has more sorting mods like applied energetics or others, because I'm not even sure I can create Certus quartz without having the overworld, without going to the earth. I placed 4 more Java barrels. I ran out of gold, so I couldn't really give them the sorting upgrade, but later I will give them the sorting upgrade. I dug down to place the cables from below so that it looks better. This time I really tried my best to make things more aesthetic and not have cables everywhere. Okay. If I wanted to keep the sieves further apart, I could have placed them like I do here, but it leaves me with very little room for me to cross between, and it also looks kind of bad. This is why you'll see that I end up moving the sorting system. They are also 2 blocks apart from the stalling generators and the generator area. Still did not move them because I had other things to do, and I still needed the sieves to be running so that they can process all of the gravel that I placed into them. Java barrels. They are called better barrels, but I think Java barrels is easier to say, and this is how I am accustomed to say. It makes things easier for me. Every item that I get from the sieves goes directly to its designated place into those Java barrels from the sorting system. As I said before, I started moving the entire sorting system 1 block further away from the stalling generators. I also moved the sieves away by 1 block. And now all I have to do is connect them with the relocator and give them a extraction module. I also increased the number of stalling generators. 4 barrels I think is okay at the moment. It gets kind of big. I mean, it occupies a lot of space, but it's very simple, very easy to make, so I guess it had to have a downside. Unfortunate, you're going to have to look at this time lapse of me doing cable management around the base. The energy system that I have here is very easy to make, very easy to duplicate and connect. The thing is that this whole cable management thing is the fact that it didn't even work because the chemical decomposer didn't receive energy. I forgot to connect it to the energy, and it received very little energy, so I had to scrap that idea. And every time I get enough redstone, I just make the module extraction. And like I said, I just made another one.
Let's go.
And now the system is complete. All I have to do is add more sieves, and if I need them to, if I need more. Decided to make another sieve, and also I did the extraction module. Now I can move up and start making the NASA workbench, so we can finally start creating rockets. Here is a time lapse of me creating everything needed for the NASA workbench. It's not a hard recipe, especially since now we can make basically every item that we need. I needed to create some steel ingots with this recipe, and we need to compress it in a wafer, and now we need a few more pieces of compressed steel ingot. I mean, there's 2 ways for me to get, which you'll see me do later, because the game suggests me to make even more serious substances, and I took a sip from that methamphetamine. I placed two more Stirling generators here. You can make diamonds by making carbon nanotubes, which are made from a lot of carbon, and now I can make the substance. It still gives you a funky effect, and basically if you get a I also decided to do a quest where I needed to make ender pearls. Finally I saw that I needed to make the pearls, the ender pearls, into the chemical synthesizer. I made another round of ender pearls, and as you see it looked like I had 10, but didn't happen before with other recipes. And here I got the final ender pearl, and I also got magnesium carbonate, which I'm not sure what I can use it for. I also got a zombie egg. Here I decided to also look at more quests that I might need to make in the future, and I got a depleted nether star. I'm not sure if there's any use for it. And we have all the rest of the items, and let's pick a loot bag here. And we got limestone, very good. Not at all, but hey, what can I do? Here I decided to explore the world even more for those blueprints. And to get those blueprints, you need to find dungeons. And the dungeons, you find them by going around. And whenever you see a dark pit, you go and explore there, and there might be a chance for you to find a dungeon there. But unfortunately, I searched very much. I searched a lot of the map or the surrounding areas, but I still couldn't find anything. I went down to Bedrock. We found some cheese here. We can't really do anything with it, but at least we found something. So the minimap mod should have made this a lot easier, I think, because I could have just went around the map and searched for dark spots on the map, and then go, and we could have found probably the dungeon easier. But yeah, I didn't really give it too much thought. So unfortunately, I didn't find the dungeon in this part of the map. And this enemy is different from the other ones. I'm not sure what he does, but I killed him pretty quickly. And I went again on the other side of the map, and still nothing. So far, I searched every time I saw a pit in the ground. I went there and tried to find the dungeon, but I just couldn't find them in this part of the map. It's very unfortunate. But I said before, I think I said it so many times, but if I really wanted to do something, I could have just added the minimap mod, and at least that's how I saw other people do it a lot easier compared to another guy. I think this is the one that set on fire. I'm not sure. He didn't explode this time, so maybe it was a different one. So how are you guys doing? How is your day? What's happening? Meteorites. Also, there's an animation for meteorites falling. Very interesting. I didn't know that. So, as I said, I couldn't find anything, so I decided to exchange a block of diamonds for the blueprints. I know it's not very interesting, but I'm not even sure if I could have done something different, like the fuel loader here, and we received a tank of fuel from the quest. If you enjoyed the video so far, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below if you enjoyed this series and what mod pack should I try next. I got one in on my dash, got one in on my trunk. Unfortunately, we still needed more thermal material, or whatever this is called, for the chest piece. We made the last piece of thermal suit. Now it's time for rockets. First, let's make some compressed steel ingots, compressed copper, because I will also need. I decided to make a chest with all of the necessary items for the rocket. I decided to make as much tin as possible because I need a lot of compressed tin plates. And now I'm going to make bronze plates, which is very easy to make, and we're going to need a lot of them. Took all of the aluminium that we got. We have a lot of aluminium, but it's going to disappear very quickly, because even though I keep the sieves busy by putting gravel into them to sieve, I still ran out of resources fairly quickly. Now I think I might have enough compressed tin for the moment for all of the recipes, and also for all the compressed bronze that we got, that I need. I'm going to make some compressed aluminum plates this time. What do you guys think so far of this series? Do you think I should keep on making achievements and try to complete the entire achievement book, or do you want me to start well, I'm going to start uploading another series until I finish it, and after that I maybe we can come back to this Galactic Craft series and complete the quest book. If you guys want it, let me know in the comments. We finished gathering enough meteorite iron, and I'm going to smelt it down first, and after smelting it we will create meteorite plates. Let's see, very easy. Plates and one redstone torch. I started counting how many things I need for every piece of item for the rocket. And I'm pretty sure I had almost enough of each. I started making some heavy duty plates and some reinforced heavy duty plates. Now I made the vents. I made tier 1 boosters. Luckily I had the canister from the quest. I made a button and flint and steel. One more oxygen vent. And now I can make the base. A redstone torch. I made the nose of the rocket. I made the rocket fins. I need one more. And now I think we should basically have everything, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. And we got our first tier 2 rocket. Very good.
Oh my god.
It is extremely good. Don't mind me taking some screenshots here. We get the launch pad for making the rocket, which is very good. I don't have to make it manually. And we can place down the rocket. Very good. Very good. We also managed to finish this quest here. I think I'm not even sure how many diamonds can you get from 64 nanotubes, but I started placing fuel into the rocket after connecting the fuel loader to the solar panel. You are going to need energy. You are going to need energy to fuel up your rocket again. I forgot to bring a Stirling generator. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're taking off finally after such a long time. It looks kinda glitchy, but we're going back to Earth, guys. We finally made it after such a long journey. We can finally go back to our home.
Oh my god.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for. And let's see. I think we should be close to the menu, and yes, we are. And let's go to the overworld. Space station. I think I should have bought the items for the space station, but I didn't know I could do that. And why is the Earth still there? Not exactly sure what's happening. Am I falling into the void or something? I think I'm stuck. What's happened? What happened? Can I not go back to Earth? This is so weird. Not exactly sure what can I even do here, so I'm just going to maybe exit and enter again. And I am back on the moon. And oh, my rocket is here. Very good. Yeah, and also now we're going to Mars, but like I said, you really need to bring those items to create the space station whenever you go to another planet, because it will make things a lot easier for you, and you don't have to worry about a lot of things. Also, make sure you bring oxygen with you, a lot of oxygen with you, because you might run out. You know what? Let's just go to Mars. Maybe there's something wrong with the overworld. It looks weird. We kinda got catapulted here. It's all red. Nothing. I don't see anything else. The magic on Mars is happening down below. You get your rocket back from this landing balloon, and also make sure to take the bucket, the fuel bucket. Now, unfortunately, I didn't realize at the moment that my pickaxe did not have a lot of durability, so it might break if I'm not careful. I search a lot of the underground here in hoping that I could find the right thing. So basically, in when you go underground, you will find a big hole that has basically ores inside it. You'll see very quickly here, because I found it pretty quickly, I would say. And this is it. You have a lot of ores here, a liquid that will, and I think this is the only place that you can get dash from. We found an egg here, blue slimeling egg. I don't have to break it. Right click, left click. I think it just hatched, and I'm going to call him Boss Baby.
Let's go.
Very fitting name. Unfortunately, Boss Baby died 2000. Oh no, this guy is not very helpful at anything. Maybe besides placing a item in his inventory. Unfortunately, Boss Baby died. Rip Boss Baby. But we have to make it back to the surface, because I think we gathered enough resources, and you'll see that I made a very big mistake for not bringing a Sterling generator at least with me, because now I cannot go back, since I cannot place fuel inside the fuel tank without the fuel loader, some type of energy generator. So yeah, I'm stuck. Not sure what can I even do here. If I didn't want to continue this series, I just would have stopped here, and that would have been the end of it. But since I will try to play more later, I decided to just go on creative mode and fill the rocket with energy, with fuel. And this is a note for me to keep in mind later whenever I go to a different planet, a reminder to bring a Sterling generator and a fuel loader with me. I obviously broke them. I didn't keep anything that I got with creative. And I think I should have enough fuel to go to the moon again. And we're taking off. I almost ran out of oxygen, but it was bugged or something. I'm not exactly sure why I didn't have my oxygen bar filled before, but we're going back to the moon. I will try to make a creative world and try to reach the overworld with the rocket again. Maybe it glitched out or something, maybe it was a bug, so this is why it didn't work. But it is so weird that I get this when landing onto the moon, but when I landed onto Mars, it didn't look like this. Interesting. And I'm not even close to the base, I think, or maybe I am. I'm going to look at the chords and go back to my base. I cannot break this. And we're back at base. I'm going to place the rocket again here, and this is basically the end of the series, for now at least. I'm not exactly sure how many days it took me to get here. I think I'm going to do some math and add all of the hours that I spend on this mod pack. I think somewhere around I don't even remember, but like 20 hours or something, 30 hours of gameplay, more or less. So I'm not exactly sure how many days, but this is it basically for now. I really hope you guys enjoyed this series. If you have some ideas for me to do next when we get back to this series, comment comment it down below. And I really hope you enjoyed the video. So goodbye.